What up, though, my fellow schizotypals? Welcome back to Highlight with Karhlyle Fletcher. And today's episode is brought to you by the wonderful technology, the absolutely groundbreaking technology at GoPro. So as you can see through the show, we've been using this web camera. We're shooting on the GoPro right now, but we've been using this one, which is a $50 webcam. And as you might have noticed, there was not a single episode in which there was common or random glitching. And ever since I've gotten this one out of the box, this is a replacement camera from the old one. The old one, it shot, 2-3 episodes fine, and then it started glitching, so I returned it. And then this one, same issues out of the box. And it's been like, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I think it's been 3 full weeks of shooting. And they've done nothing to really fix it. So, I mean, I don't know. When I use it on just the preview app, so that's not even using OBS. They're trying to blame it on OBS, which, again, $50 camera, no issue on OBS. Shot for 3 weeks. Mwah, beautiful purchase. That I highly recommend. That is, honestly, if you're trying to do anything with a computer, I would highly recommend that webcam. Super fucking easy to just use. This thing... we'll see what the fuck it does, but like it is just it's been a headache. It's been a waste of over $300. Incredibly unhappy with it. But anyways, what we're gonna be talking about today, that isn't just why you should not fuck with GoPro, is we're just gonna be going through some more science. It's Wednesday. It's shitty and rainy. We're planting trees though, isn't that fun? Yay. Looks about a right size. Let's call it that. Everybody misses. Long term. Okay, so cumulative cannabis use and cardioid intima media thickness at middle age. Long term cardiovascular health effects of cannabis are understudied. So they're like reviewing coronary artery risk in young adults, and they compared it from cannabis smoking to tobacco smoking. And they found that there was no association between cumulative cannabis exposure and intermediate thickness. But exposure to tobacco was. So again, just proving that like, a lot of the toxic and chemical things are coming from tobacco. There was something else that showed, which wasn't really great. I'm also just kind of frustrated, so I'm just kind of off. But well, it's just like, so there's other stuff that's showing, it's not like cannabis like fucking makes you taller and your dick bigger, but it's just not so bad for you. It's just not super duper bad for you. Also shouts out Skeletal Lightning. I just wanted to say that. Count Your Lucky Stars, obviously, but also Skeletal Lightning. There's another label that I've been looking into recently that I really like, but so this is about what's going on with the weed that we're buying. So, of a couple thousand samples. So, Delta 9 THC has obviously increased from 9.7 2009 to 15 in 2018 and 13 in 14 in 2019, which means that it's like up to 17 it was fucking big, and then in the last 2 years it was like and now people are going for CBD. Overall increase in the potency of illicit cannabis from approximately 10% to 14% in 2019. So that's just interesting data. It's interesting data. So, and this is talking about, more of like this, I'm just kind of trying to go through some boring stuff just to, provide background. It's not boring, it's fascinating, it's very interesting and important, but I feel like it doesn't hit the same thing as when we're talking about like neurochem. The prevalence of medical cannabis use in patients with cancer is growing, but questions about safety, efficacy, and dosing remain. So 36% of patients who met eligibility criteria ultimately enrolled. They got 34 and 17 milligrams respectively of THC CBD. So the reduction in opiate use and improved pain control. So You know, I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for things that get people off of things. And also in my own experience, so my father was, I don't really know exactly the best way to put it, but let's just say like a little bit of family salt. It was likely that he was unmedicated, something. I would wager autistic. But his response to stress was chain smoking cigarettes, even though he preferred cannabis. And due to his inability to socialize fluently and his like fear of people, I think that held him back from being able to access cannabis. And the more, you know, the harder to get 2 days. He only could really do it in college. And then when he got cancer, he was dying of cancer. And then he could finally be on cannabis again, but it was kind of too little too late, you know, whereas like, if you could have taken, like, he really started smoking cigarettes after he had us. So if you took that period of like that last like 30 years of his life where he was smoking cigarettes again, and just like kept cannabis, like there's from that meta-analysis on cancer risk, which I got published in the Fresh Toast and Cannabis Therapy magazine. I think I went through it on the show too. It's the obesity one. The obesity, cancer risk, and all those things. It's like if he was simply smoking cannabis, there's a high likelihood that to this day he would still be alive, as would my mother, who only died from Xanax withdrawal. So I'm salty. I'm not salty, but the reason why I bring that up is anecdotal evidence doesn't matter for shit, but at the same time, I am anecdotal evidence. You are anecdotal evidence. You know, it's all we really got. And that's why I'm just like looking at little things like this, where it's like it makes them take less opiates, it makes them take less benzos, it makes people, you know, it's like that's where I'm really looking at the efficacy of this, because it is like, you know, it's weird. It's weird to lose both of your parents to drugs in the same year. What an unhealthy fucking lifestyle. Oh, that's a sad laugh, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Within subject, double-blinded, randomized, and placebo-controlled evaluation of the combined effects of cannabis dronabinol and the opioid hydromorphine in a human laboratory pain model. So it's a phase 2 study. Woo! Human efficacy, human safety. Okay. So we probably have to read through this, actually. Because, yeah, I cannot just sum this up. So, basically, what we're looking at with a bunch of fucking drug names is that... What was confusing me is that the lowest and the highest amount both had... So, highest risk for abuse. Oh, no. Okay, so hydromorphine plus dronabinol, so 2.5 mg showed the lowest, and 5 milligram showed the highest. So okay. Well, 10 milligram, no. Oh, interesting. Probably because they're not going your ass. But, yeah, so they're showing that there's a, you know, it's like if you add cannabis, you can get off of opiates. And, like, also, this is so fucking funny because, like, we had medicines where all these things were combined in the fucking 1900 or the 1800s, you know, and like the 1700s, we had these like, you know, cough syrups and things like that where it was like cannabis and morphine and things like, you know, it's like we understood that's better to mix plants together and get these sort of, you know, full spectrum things than to just rely on like one chemical dry extract that you can just rely on. Like, I just don't understand. Like, if you couldn't get it dietarily, why should you be ingesting it in your body is my question. Like, if somebody is iron deficient, you feed them ground beef, spinach, broccoli, or something else that will help them get iron. I mean, vitamins are fine, but still, it's just, you know, where are you mining these things? I mean, I know they're extracted, but still, it's strange to me. So it's also showed could help with gliomas, high-grade gliomas. And it doesn't really have... So adverse side effects are like, you know, vomiting, losing hair, suicidal ideation, like all these things that are prone to like fuck somebody's life up, you know? So that's like when we're looking at like, does cannabis have a negative effect on the population? I love living in a city. It's so industrial. It's always so busy. But but yeah, but the point is that it's like it's an alternative medicine that doesn't have a very high risk profile, which is why I also highlighted in my own family history, and also like that's why I want to compare it to pharmacology for people as well, because I do feel like we are ripe on this movement where we're really starting to see a shift towards people where it's like, all right, so like what about lifestyle, what about church, what about community, what about exercise, what about like all of these things that you could be doing to actively, you know, improve your life. And you know, I think that is where I think that there's going to be a shift in the culture and a shift in the conversation. Is that I think that there's this idea of, you know, it's like maybe start gardening, maybe like, you know, like start exercising and investing in your life. Like there's only so much you can do with the chemical theory of life and trying to fix it with like, you know, a microscope versus versus other methods of trying to just address life in I don't know, more. And like I like the word holistic for this, because holistic doesn't mean crystals and like things like that. Holistic means taking an account that is more multifaceted than saying like, oh, you're probably schizophrenic because you grew up around mold. Well, actually, no, that is holistic, because that's saying the environment and not just like a genetic explanation. But that's the point, is that it's like, oh, you grew up around mold, oh, you grew up around asbestos, oh, you were like not fed a proper diet, oh, you were like in high pollution areas, you were breathing in a lot of fumes from cars. Like there's like these sorts of things. Also, it's like, you know, abuse or like a lack of healthy socialization, like all these things that could be altering your health, which might not just be due to God fucking up and your body being impure. You know, like I feel like that's just the idea, is that it's like we're not supposed to be perfect, we're supposed to be good enough. The idea is that like again, to use like that reference from history, is that it's like back when we were in those like castle days and in those survival days where it was like, oh shit bro, there's gonna be like a Viking raid, oh shit bro, there's gonna be like a Mongol raid, oh shit bro, there's going to be like the English are coming, you know, it's like all of our experience on this planet has been under threat, and the best usually die because the bravest and the heroic people go out in the front lines and they're like, let me take on the world, and then they fucking die. And then like there's just the people left over who have seen their brothers and their best friends and like the godfather of their children like die in combat with them. You know, it's like I'm not really expecting that person to come home and then be like, I'm really well adapted, you know. And if like that is what like every generation before us has done, this like new post 1900s idea of like the stable mindset, that theory is so young, and I just don't see why it's so set in stone, and like why it's given so much faith. Where at the same time, it's like, you know, throughout history there've been people who've been fucked up. Even the Greeks knew people were sad. They're like, I think it wasn't Heraclitus, Hippocrates? I think it was Hippocrates, who was like, who just literally was just like, yeah, that man's sad. That man's sad. We don't know what to do about that, but he's sad. You know, so I don't know. Yeah, so I think that there's a traditional understanding of all of these things. There's a healthy understanding of all these things, and there's just a way to look at this that allows you to have agency, and I think it repersonalizes people to give them the control over their mental illness, and gives them, like, it's not like you're a sick human or you're a broken human. It's like, all right, so like what can you change in your lifestyle, or like what environment would be best for you? You know, like some people who are like, you know, like you take like somebody who's like really autistic and really prone to overstimulation. All of a sudden, you put them in like a rural area where all they have to worry about are farm animals and plants, and like they're just going to do much better because it's like, you know, they don't really have to worry about the complex intersocial things. They can just really focus on a task and then redirect their free time into their interests. So, you know, it's like they're providing function by contributing to a unit or like, you know, a productivity, essentially. They're able to contribute, but also they are able to have space and free time to fully embrace what they would like to do with their time in their lives. You know, so it's like there's simple environmental fixes, and at the same time, when you see people where it's like, I would say, in my personal opinion, I think that schizophrenia is, it's like it doesn't need attention, it needs society, because I think that a lot of schizophrenia is a lack of a common language. I really like the case studies from A Divided Self, where it's just like these people who are trying to communicate something, but they can't communicate something. And the reason why I think that is, I think that it's important to highlight that is that it's like, these are people who usually, it's not about overprotective parents, it's about neglectful or isolating parents. Parents that don't allow people to enter society and be a part of society. Because that, like, the reason why I think sheltered is a misnomer there, because that doesn't mean protected. If you like lock your child into your house and rape them, that's not, you know, it's like sheltered, sure, but more isolated is what we're talking about. More hostilely kept away from people, not protected from people, but stolen from people is what I would, like, that's how I would put that one more. And then I would say, like, so if you want to treat people with that sort of falling out with society, then you have like these almshouses that are in the middle of a main street or in the middle of a downtown that are like really integrated into the wider community. They have like volunteer opportunities, they have businesses that are paired with them, they have churches, and like all these things that just allow people to have all these different connections with people, and like these like things, like just it teaches them how to communicate, you know. So it's like I would say, like, all these different problems that we have, I think that there are solution options which would go much better than just isolating them and putting them under on chemicals. I don't understand that theory fully as well. I don't think that it doesn't seem super solid to me. I'm going to rotate the dogs, so I'll be right back. Well, we have dogs. Hi. Hey. You guys, man, can I have like 40 minutes? Can I have like 40 minutes? Yeah? Okay. It seems like a tall order. So, anyways, Anyways, in California, they decided to decriminalize the decriminalization of certain hallucinogenic substances. So it makes lawful the possession for personal use and social sharing of psilocybin, guys, I need my hands. Don't fight on camera. We don't need that. Be chill. No wrestling. This is not a wrestling show. So yeah, psilocybin, psilocin, DMT, ibogaine, mescaline, LSD, ketamine, MDMA, buy-in with people's 21 years of age and older. The bill would provide penalties for possession on school grounds in those under 21. Cool. So, repeal laws that restrict spores, psychedelic spores, and existing law contingent upon specified changes in federal law regarding the federally controlled substance cannabinol would deem physician, pharmacist, or other healing arts license who prescribe, furnishes, or dispenses a product composed of cannabinol in accordance with that federal law to be in compliance with state law governing those acts as specified. So that would also make those provisions applicable to controlled substances made lawful by that bill. So, like, this is the thing that I was talking about with some cannabis advocates who were talking about the legalization of psychedelic substances is that I was talking about this with Brad Bogus, is that since we already have all the framework and the activism of legalizing a plant that is a psychedelic plant, because cannabis is essentially a low-level psychedelic. Guys, you are killing me right now. So it's like we already have done this once, so redoing this for like mushrooms and things like this, it looks like they're going to get a catch-all in California, which is pretty cool. I'd be more down for something like that in here. Guys, if you're going to wrestle, I'm going to need to kick you out. Guys, I love you. Guys, I love you. This is a lot of wrestling. I see a lot of teeth. You're starting the growling. I'm gonna have to break it up. Okay, guys, this is not gonna work. Guys, this is not. Everyone's unhappy. Everyone's unhappy right now. Everybody's unhappy right now. Oh my God! Stop that! Don't dig his face. Don't dig at his face. Calm down. No wrestling. All right. Yes, that's a foul. That's a party foul. We're in it. I'll be right back again. I gotta rotate him again. Well, I guess we got. I don't know, man. I bet you it's gonna be like in 5 minutes. You're gonna be whining at the fucking door. But we're not having wrestling on the show. No yelling. Unless you're me and you're mad at, like, I don't know, the government or something. So yeah, you can have paraphernalia. Anyways, big thing about this is that we're trying to make psychedelics get the same sort of treatment that cannabis does, and it passed the Senate on June 1st. So that's this month. That's fucking awesome. That's gonna, like, that's what we're talking about. Like, it's got to go small, get bigger. It starts with like places like Ann Arbor, starts this place like Portland, and this should be, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is like California. This is just a bill for that. So, it's like now we're going to get a state. Honestly, California wouldn't have been my top pick. Love y'all. But like, I don't know. I think it would be more interesting if like Iowa did. Or like Minnesota. Or like Wisconsin. If Wisconsin, like Madison just became like a fucking psychedelic research center, that would be hilarious. So that would have been my pick, but California, you know what? You're doing the fucking work. Respect, love you. Anyways, what else we got on? Oh, it's the Penal Colony by Franz Kafka. What a lovely fucking story. God. Yeah, I'm spaced out today. Also, don't you love the glitchy GoPro 9 experience? Don't you love it? And then they blame you because they're like, maybe it's OBS. And you're like, if it's OBS, then why does it happen on GoPro Connect Preview? Why does it do that? Why does it do that on that if it's my fault? Anyway, the show is just slowly going to become my brain. It's just slowly going to be my brain. Just a thing. Also, so I have a challenge. I want to die with better tattoos than PewDiePie. That is my life goal. Oh, you guys want to see my tits? Am I allowed to do that? I think so. I'm a man. So, these are my tits. Look at that. I got a tattoo right there. This is the first time my tits have been out on the fucking show. That's a Rembrandt sketch. That's a drunken lot. Yo. It's got that fine art tattoo. Yeah, PewDiePie, what you got? What you got on a fucking drunk old man on your titty? Can you compete? You ain't American. You don't know what it's like to be an artist. Okay. Focus. I did just have 2 dogs fighting on top of me. But focus. We're back on. I never looked up what a commandant is. I assume it's commander, but like in some fucking Euro speak. Canada's in Europe. Canadians are European. They're not American. Mexicans are American. Mexicans are Americans. Canadians are foreign. Why is everybody texting me at 3:48 on a fucking Wednesday? Okay. You guys gonna hate. You You guys are gonna hate me if I So, we keep the shorter stories. This is the complete stories by Kafka. We're a fan. Let's just do some of the shorter stories, because, man, my head hurt. My grandfather used to say, life is astoundingly short. To me, looking back over it, life seems so foreshortened that I scarcely understand. For instance, how a young man can decide to ride over to the next village without being afraid that, not to mention accidents, even the span of a normal life may fall far short of the time needed for such a journey. Well. See what persuasive force the air has after a thunderstorm. My merits become evident and overpower me, though I don't put up any resistance, I grant you. I stride along, and my tempo is the tempo of all my sides of the street, of the whole quarter. Mine is of the responsibility, and rightly so, for all the raps on the door or on the flat of a table, for all the toast drunk, for lovers in their beds, and the scaffolding of new buildings pressed to each other against the house walls and dark alleys, or on the divans of a brothel. I weigh my past against my future, but find both of them miserable, cannot give either the preference, and find nothing to grumble at save the injustice of Providence that has so clearly favored me. Only as I come into my room I feel a little meditative, without having met anything on the stairs worth meditating about. It doesn't help me much to open the window wide and hear music still playing in a garden. Absent-minded window gazing. That was the grossest voice. What are we to do with these spring days that are now fast coming on? Early this morning the sky was gray, but if you go to the window now, you are surprised and lean your cheek against the latch of the casement. The sun is already setting, but down below you are seeing it lighting up the face of the little girl who strolls along looking at her, about her, and at the same time you see her eclipsed by the shadow of the man overtaking her. And then the man has passed by, and the girl's little face is quite bright. The street window. Whoever lives a solitary life and yet now and then wants to attach himself somewhere, whoever, according to changes in the time of day, the weather, the state of his business, and the like, suddenly wishes to see any arm at all to which he might cling, will not be able to manage for long without a window looking on to the street. And if he is in the mood of not desiring anything, and only goes to his window still a tired man, with eyes turning from his public to heaven and back again, not wanting to look out, and having thrown his head up a little, even the horses below will draw him down into their train of wagons and tumult, and so at last into the human harmony. Windows are sacred! I don't know. I mean, I think, so, like, kind of the point of this show is just building the foundations, because it's like, holy shit, has the academic circuit just failed us? And I mean, like, I don't really want to just read the wall of text, because I don't know, I woke up funny. I woke up by a fly buzzing. So there was like a fly buzzing, like, just in my bedroom, and I had to kill it. And that was my first, like, 5 seconds of being conscious today, so it just was not a good omen. So, and also, GoPro's pissing me off. So, but Skeletal Lightning's fucking amazing. And also, Count Your Lucky Stars is fucking amazing. Good job. With short stories of Kafka, it's fucking, I think that Kafka is just one of those guys where he's just got a talent, you know? And I think that that's something that people need to start understanding better, is that it doesn't really matter if it makes sense or if it sells. Like, Kafka literally burned 90% of his work. That means we have 10% of his work, and it's pretty much all bangers. And, like, you don't really need to, I mean, that's the thing, is, like, we got Kafka, but I'm wearing a fucking William Boney shirt. You know, it's like, you don't need to become fucking Justin Bieber to have a distinct cultural impact that has high value and, like, real lasting power. Like, the diversity of people who Kafka has reached, whether that be, like, you know, like, somebody making fucking animations and, like, some shithole Eastern European country, or you know, like whether it be like a leading poet of somewhere else, like, you know, being inspired by his work. He's an incredibly influential guy. Some people would say he's overrated, and like none of that was during his life. So I was just don't worry about saleability unless you want to be a professional writer. But really, who wants to be a professional writer? I would suggest being a journalist before that, because then at least you can sell out the world and not yourself. When you're selling out your stories and when you're selling out your creative process too, this is also why I'm against like creative writing classes in colleges, is that like I think, you know, I think a lot of it's practice. So like, yeah, sure, study grammar if you want, but again, as PewDiePie says, language is how it's used, and influential people change it. You know, so like he will probably fuck up our language. I hope to one day as well fuck up the English language. She's a whore, and I intend to fuck her like one. And again, like I don't know, it's more fun to speak like that than it is to be like, the English language is a very studied and historied language that has a high value in its ability to articulate fine sentiment. Fuck it, who gives a shit? Not even the English talk like that. They're just like, yeah, this is London, ain't it? What do you want? Not even the accent, but they say stupid shit, you know? Everybody says stupid shit. So, like, I don't know. It's just, like, it's way better to just, like, invest in a world that's unique and things like that. Where it's, like, even, like, in Rick and Morty, at least they fucking made something. It's so incredibly derivative, but, like, you know, at least they have energy. At least they're, like, contributing life energy to the world, and at least they're, like, you know, trying to go out there with something. The idea of, like, trying to... I mean, sonnets are cool. So I guess, like, I'll take Logo's position on stuff like that. I'm also a fan of traditional composition methods. I don't know. I'm an anarchist with art. I just want you to try. I'm essentially a deeply anarchist person. I'm a deeply anarchist moral person. I believe that it's man's responsibility to be good, and I believe that everybody understands what good is, but it requires them to listen to their heart, honestly. And then what is good will be revealed to them. Because I think that within every person is like a soul that's like valid, and like if they get like if they get a true connection with it, then they'll know what to do. And I think that nobody can get in between anybody in their relationship with their soul and learning what the good is. So essentially, I am like a incredibly traditional anarchist American, where I'm just like, yeah, we're trying to make the kingdom of God on earth through love and shit. So I don't know, but that's just like I feel like that sort of lifestyle kind of goes into everything. Where it's like, yeah, I don't really think that governments help. I don't really think they help. It's not that I don't believe in them. Ideally, we'd have an incredibly strong social safety net where it's like the as propriety would dictate, the successful take care of the unsuccessful. But when's the last time you saw a successful social network that wasn't used to like manipulate populations? And that's why I just like ultimately at the end of the day, I think that less is better. And that's also where it comes down to like, you know, school and art and sentiment like that. And also even like relationships where it's like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to have kids? And it's like, look at yourself, listen to your soul. Do you think that you can be there stably for at least 18 years? Do you think that you are of a strong moral fiber? And do you think that you have the ability to choose somebody who's also of strong enough moral fiber to have an adequate environment for raising a child? And does that matter to you? And if so, then do it. You know, it's like, to me, it's like as simple as like just run through yourself as a person. If you're like, you know, if you have like an on and off, like, you know, fucking, you know, heavy drug addiction, like you're on and off just like fucking on glue, and like you're like sleeping in the streets every like, you know, 2 years and 2 months, maybe don't have a kid. Maybe not. You know, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like maybe not. If it's not about who you are, it's about how you live. If your lifestyle doesn't go for that, if it doesn't incorporate that, maybe just skip it. And like that's My point in that is that there's no preordained way to live life, and there's no preordained way to do things right. That also applies to art, where it's like, it's like, there are things that I think are obviously good. Like, I am sorry. I'm sorry. Drawing is important for painting, just like journaling is important for writing. There's just like there are things that are connected, but there's no right way to do them. It's like it's just simply that you should be involved in a variety of ways of practicing your craft that will then give you the opportunity to learn a lot of things. Not that there's like one school of thought you should be following. As a realist, it's like I consider myself essentially most studied in the Russian realist tradition. I mean, I'm applying that to America, but also it's like, I mean, to me, I'm including psychedelia in that. It's like I'm fully incorporative of the psychedelic and like, are we post beat? Is this post beat culture? Is that like what? I don't really know what to call it, but like, the underclass of America that's going to be the more experimental, artistic, and liberated people. I'm fully incorporative of that. I also think that realism is a great foundation, but like putting the two together, they do get into conflict because it's like I would say realism kind of requires Christianity because it's like the real is like especially in Dostoevsky, you're going to get the real is continually coming back to the Russian people, coming back to the common people, coming back to the simple sentiments that come from man, and just like learning to love one another and like things like that, and like that's what the ultimate resting place of like the grand dramas are. And I think that if you don't have a resting place, that's not the only resting place for Dostoevsky, but that is one of my favorite. I think if without that resting place, it's like what is the resolution of so I don't know. I'm getting in the fucking weeds here, but my point is that there is no, even if you're taking a school as inspiration, there's no dogmatic way you need to follow it. I guess I'm a fucking anarchist and I'm reinventing Protestantism in 2021. Oh my god. Cut my wife into pieces. This is my last divorce. That is a fucking hilarious meme. I'm sorry. I also think that the position of the proper American, I think that the proper American Christian position is that Henry and the Pope are the Antichrist. And I think we're done. I think we're done with today's episode. That was just what we had going on today. Sorry for just being burnt out and out of it. It's just been a wild, fucking crazy weeks. Been doing a lot of yard work. Got trees in the yard. Been figuring that out. I'm putting on my headphones because this is gonna be everybody's favorite part. This is gonna be the real winner. I'm gonna be doing the good old 1-2. So we're gonna just. I'm scared. We're trying to see if there we go. So let's just try to pull this out. Okay. And now let's just turn that off. And let's just put that up. Cool. I think we're just gonna move me over here. Yeah, we're fucking. So what I want to do is well, actually, okay. So I'll turn this back on and this off right now, just because this is what we're gonna be bumping. Because I just wanted to listen to this. It's Thank You, I'm Sorry. Awesome band. Of course, check them out. Obviously, you know what the deal is. So I'm just gonna put on their music and we're gonna fucking play Minecraft. Cause I don't know. What do you guys got going on? It can't be. It's not wasting. It's not wasting your time if you give it to me. Where the fuck? You like my open mouth fucking stare? There we go. Cool. So now we just switch that over. Oh, we're just gonna turn off that webcam probably, because like, holy shit. We've been updating with lanterns. I do play on peaceful when I'm showing off the world. I also don't give a fuck about justifying myself. That I don't matter much, won't ever accomplish the things I love.
I tell myself I'm gonna die alone. I tell myself I don't have anyone. I tell myself that I don't matter much, won't ever accomplish the things I love.
Where the fuck are the fish?
Spent about 3 hours today thinking about how it feels to still be wrapped up in your sheets the way I was last week. Are you aware?
definitely gonna flatten that.
Things that shouldn't
Yeah, that
matter.
should for sure August. I kind of like the idea that these two are separate, but I feel like it'd be more impressive to just see the straight path to town. I'm a turbo dork, guys. This is my fucking life. Welcome to High Lit, by the way. Ugh.
Been sleeping 3 hours a night. I can't keep this up. My mom asks how much I'm eating. I tell her enough. Growing up didn't seem so hard. Now I realize it's rough. Stress eating my stomach lining. I can't keep this up, and I want to go back to being 10. Hold safe with covers up over my head. Anything beats being 20. I just feel so alone, everything is so scary. Working 10 hours a day, I hate my job. It doesn't matter how much I work, it's never enough. Can't afford to go to school. What the fuck do I do? This growing older thing used to seem so cool, and I want to go back to being 10. Hold safe with covers up over my head. Anything beats being 20. I just feel so alone, everything is so scary.
I'm also fully zoned out, so like, thanks for doing chores with me. 'Cause that is literally what we're doing right now. Wow, holy shit, I dug the fuck out of this strip mine. Wow. Where am I? Huh. There's water above me? Oh shit. Oh shit, where the fuck?
I saw you hiding between the stars.
Well, no, I know where I can get to the city.
Saw me hiding
Oh, fuck off.
under my
Okay, so
stars.
we need to do
I was
this.
scared to let you in. Swear I'll never do
Fuck you, I'm gonna figure out how to strip mine this.
Will this feeling never go away? I feel stuck and stagnant every day, and I'm not sure what moving forward is anymore. And I'll let boys with ugly hearts kiss me. Searching for something to fix me. I just want to feel whole again. Want somewhere to call home again, but I'm scared that I won't find anywhere on my own. Crocodile
Oh.
tears every time I cry.
Oh.
Make me out die. Let's set things straight. Your heart was never mine, and I watched that movie about 100 times. Found a million different meanings in every line. What were you trying to tell me? Why could I not get right? How could I be so blind to something right in my sight?
Well, fuck it. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that fucked it up. I didn't check the recording. Anyways, it wasn't important. We're figuring out the show. Who gives a shit, bro?
It's just most days I feel trapped in revolving doors. And I spent so much time this year working on myself. It's just most days it feels useless. 'Cause I feel bad. To the core. And I don't feel deserving of what I had before.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 22. We're still fucking kicking it.
This isn't love. This is just me bursting apart at the seams. I'm not what you want, and I'm sorry, but I just can't be what you need. And I never meant to hurt you, never wanted to make you cry. I never wanted to be the bad guy. And I'm sorry that the shrapnel hit you when I imploded. And I never meant to hurt you, never wanted to make you cry. I never wanted to be the bad guy. And I'm sorry that the shrapnel hit you when I imploded.
So this is the last song. It's a great album. This is the acoustic version of their album. Minneapolis, excellent band.
Text you, or if you're having the same thoughts as I am. I haven't slept very much since I spoke with you, and I haven't thought about much except you. I guess I just like a minute to catch my breath. My brain has a way of obsessing, my thoughts have a way of circling, and right now everything is revolving around you. And I count each minute between our texts. I don't want you to think that I'm too obsessed. I just fall so hard and it kills me every time. But it's alright if you feel the same. I don't want you to feel like you have to. But oh my god, my heart hurts when you say my name. And I know this song won't amount to much. I just need something to keep me in touch with the ground I'm standing on, so I don't fly away. My brain has a way of obsessing, and my thoughts have a way of circling, and right now everything is revolving around you. And I count each minute between our texts. I don't want you to think that I'm too obsessed. I just fall so hard and it kills me every time.
And that was Thank You, I'm Sorry. This was episode 22 of High Lit. Thanks for checking in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell button. Be back Friday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Keep killing it.